Eila Maasei b'nei Yisrael. The Jewish people traveled. And boy, did they travel. The beginning of this parsha talks and goes on and goes on. All the places where the Jews traveled. And they traveled. You know how many times they traveled? 42 Maaseis. They traveled 42 times. And you're reading the parsha like, all right, I mean, they did it. I could have figured it out. You look back to the parshas, you can figure it out. Why did the Torah go through the tircha, the effort, to write down all the Maaseis of Bnei Yisrael? What's the significance? Torah is supposed to be, it is nitzchi. It's supposed to teach us eternal lessons. So what does it know? Here, you know, what they traveled, what they did back then, exactly where they traveled, a nafkamina. Baal Shem Tov sheds light. And he says an important lesson is something which we all have to know. He says we have Tarek mitzvahs which we fulfill. And we work hard to fulfill them. And they're duties of the heart, the chovos halvavos. They're actions we do. But there's another chilek to being a Yid, to being a Jew. And that's the Maaseis. That's the sojourns. That's the traveling we do. And everybody, in everybody's life, says the Baal Shem Tov, every person takes 42 journeys from the time he leaves the womb. That Yitzias Mitzrayim, that Yitzia from a narrow place where he comes from. He goes on a journey like the Jewish people did in the desert of 42 journeys. And those journeys are what build us. Those journeys are what make us, and they're 42. 42 is a number which has a lot of significance. The Shem HaMefarish of HaKadosh Baruch Hu was 42. The Ana B'Koyach we say on Friday night has 7 stanzas of 6 words a stanza. That's 42. What takes us from Chol to Kodesh, we say 6 mizmorim of Kabbalah Shabbos. And then we say Ana B'Koyach. And that leads us to L'Chadaydi, and ultimately to Mizmor Shir, L'Yom HaShabbos. 42 is transcendence. That's the ma'avar, that's what takes us from one realm, from Chulin, from Chol to Kodesh. It's the 42 Maaseis that we have to travel through in our life that take us from Chol to Kodesh. That's what makes us. That's what makes us great. How do we get through it? The Torah keys us in, and the Torah says, Al pi Hashem yachanu, v'al pi Hashem yisou. We have to realize that these journeys, these tests, these hardships are through Hashem, are coming from Hashem to build us, to make us great. Let's take that lesson. Let's try to appreciate the Masa. Let's try to appreciate the Nisayin. Let's realize where it's coming from. And let's all make a move, Michal El Kodesh.